Hey everyone, and more specifically, hello to you, Shockofgod. You probably don't remember me, but way back when I attempted to answer your question of whether I could provide proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct. Now, here I am giving it a second try. So, since you were kind enough to like my video and kind enough to give me a second chance, I will attempt to answer it a second time. But by your standards, I'll probably fail even harder than I did last time. So get the list ready. Just saying. So one of the things you mentioned, Shock, was, well, how do I know that the Bible is inaccurate? And my honest answer to you is I don't. But before you pause the video and claim victory, I'd like to say a couple of points that call into question the accuracy of the Bible. And the first point is, well, the Word of God might be accurate and completely 100% true, but the people who wrote it down are not. There is a margin of error with human beings because we make mistakes. That's one thing. The second thing is, well, the Bible is not a first-hand account of what happened, despite what you might want to think. It is written after these supposed events happen, so there might be some error there. The final thing I'd have to say is that scribes were paid off by their employers to write whatever sounded nice, meaning they could falsify claims, and they have. It has been proven. So, with that said, I really have to bring in question the accuracy of the Bible. Is it really historically accurate? Personally, I don't think so. That's up to you to decide, though. So, back to your question, Shock. Whether I could provide proof and evidence that atheism is accurate. Well, I don't speak for all atheists, again, and I can't, because not all atheists believe in evolution. Not all atheists put their stock in science. Most do, but I guess I'll speak for the majority, but not all. Keep that in mind, please. So, as I mentioned the scientific method before, you asked me to elaborate on that. And the scientific method is unbiased for two reasons. One, it is a peer review process. What I claim to have proven does not necessarily dictate fact, unless it's verified by other people. A lot of other people. The scientific community, namely. Yes, there might be some discrepancy in the scientific community, but by definition, science is unbiased, as opposed to religion, which is, again, by definition, biased. True, science may not always be completely 100% accurate, but what is in this world? You can't say anything is 100% true except your own existence. That's one thing. But the second thing is, how could I provide proof and evidence that atheism is correct? And I probably won't be the first person to tell you this, but I really can't. But before you do your happy dance and put me on the list of people that can't answer your question, since I know that will happen inevitably, I'd like to mention a few points first, if I may. The first thing I'd like to mention is, well, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in your God just as much as I don't believe in any other God. You are a Christian. You believe in the Judeo-Christian God. I'm a douchebag. You are probably a lot nicer person than I am. But me being an atheist does not make me a douche automatically. I was born a douchebag. You being a Christian does not automatically make you a better person. People's beliefs, or lack of beliefs, does not affect who they are. That's all I have to say to that. Unfortunately, that's all I remember from your video, Shockofgod. Since I can't find it, I apologize for that. But I have been watching several of your other videos, especially the ones concerning the Barking Atheist, who is also a friend of mine. In that video, you mentioned that atheism is not the default position for people, at least children. And you don't have to take my opinion for anything, since I'm not a professional in any way, and I certainly don't represent all of atheists. But I'm not that surprised to hear that atheism is not the default position for children. Why? Because creation is the easiest answer. They're the easiest things to believe. Like, for example, how did you get here? Well, someone made it so. How do things work? Someone makes it so. Someone will reward you if you are good, and if you're a naughty little boy, you'll get punished eventually. If you believe in that something or someone, then you'll be rewarded forever. These are the things you want to hear. They're not necessarily what's true. I'm not saying that they're not true. I'm saying they're not necessarily true. Just because a lot of people believe in something does not make it a fact. I'd like to point that out. That's the first thing. And also, atheism is just not the easiest position to be in. Why? Because we've been oppressed for the last several hundred years. Only recently has it been socially acceptable to be an atheist. So it comes as no surprise to see why there are so few atheists in the world, and that it might not be the default position. Hope that answered your question this time. I doubt it did, but, well, I tried. Thanks for watching, and may the truth always be heard. Peace.